I don't care how many times I've watched that. I still get the chills.
I think it's great.
A
I'd
friend
like
of
to know how
mine
you did that.
made that for me, and because I was very frustrated one weekend trying to make a video, and he was like, "Well, what are you trying to do?" And so I'm explaining to him what's in my head, and he's like, "Okay, well, send me some of what you're looking at, and let me play with it." And I didn't realize at the time that he used to do stuff like this for a living. That was part of his
Oh,
job. He's doing that kind of marketing stuff. And so I sent him a few pictures and clips and whatnot. I said, this is what's in my head and what I was trying to get to. And 2 days later, he sent me that video back. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe you made that.
I would like to know how
So,
to do that and just put an intro on
yeah,
mine
I
too.
mean,
That would
he
be
did
cool.
one for Marina, who's Heart Centered Tarot. He did an intro for her, and I think he's working on a couple of other readers on their intros that have asked him about it because he just does it for fun when he has free time. And I'm like, I'm not going to say no. Thank you very kindly. And
Yes, yes. I'm not
uh,
gonna say no either if he wants to help me with it.
exactly. Real quick, do a little bit of housekeeping while we're in here. If you are keeping up with the um, the organizations that are doing uh, uh, the analysis of the election from like 2024, 2020, current stuff going forward. The biggest one I was notified of was Election Truth Alliance.org. They are a nonprofit. It was several computer analysts, people whose job it is to go in and forensically sweep a computer for all information.
Hmm.
And they noticed things didn't look right looking at the numbers from 2024. And they've gone in and boy, have they found some stuff. And then, so this is the first one I ran into was this organization. There's also one that's based out on the West Coast called smartelections.us. They do basically the same thing, just one is East Coast based and one is West Coast based. They actually will be guests on podcasts that people invite them on and they'll go on together. They share information. So I know with Election Truth Alliance, they have been currently having ads running on their website asking people if you've got time, if you know anything about data searches or just working with numbers or whatever. They're always looking for volunteers to help out. So if you're interested and you got time and you're not afraid to play on the computer, go check them out. They may have a volunteer spot for you. Um, there is also the person who made my intro video is the founder and creator of Androniki Skincare. As y'all know, I'm a big proponent for it. I'm always talking about it. Best damn stuff I've ever found in my life. And so this is his website and stuff. There is a link in the description box below. Um, I also work with Otter Spirit. They do the gemstone
Oh, I
bracelets.
make those as well.
Yeah,
I make
so
gemstone
with every
bracelets.
sale that they make, money goes to the uh, the
Wildlife.
preservation of the wild sea otters of Monterey Bay.
Oh,
And so they're big, which is otter spirit. And there's like, when you look at the bracelets, there's little medallions on each one, and it's a little otter head that's printed on
aw,
the
how
medallion.
cute.
And I love otters. I've always thought they were the cutest things ever. And
They're
when I
cute.
came across it, I was like, oh wow, that's really cool.
I
And then I
love
got
buffaloes.
contacted and they asked me, would you like to, we'll send you some bracelets and you can do an ad or show them or whatnot. I'm like, just send it. I'm all for it.
Yeah.
So there's a link in the box down below. Trish James's cards, as y'all know, I use her prediction cards that she has. This one's the prediction deck. This one is the governance deck, and they are eerily spot on when it comes to political stuff. To the
Oh,
it's like she's in Australia, so they're a little bit more expensive than normal because you're paying for shipping, and she creates her own decks. So it's like all of the artwork on her deck is all of her artwork.
mm-hmm.
She's created all these images herself. Um, she's a
Wonderful.
graphic artist, and so like I said, they cost a little bit more. And then with shipping coming from Australia, you're looking at roughly about $100 a deck. So I've got several of her decks now that I've had to save up for. Every time a new
I
deck
know the
comes,
feeling.
I start saving until I have enough to get the next one. And then I have a good friend of mine that lives here in my city where I'm at, who has her own Etsy shop, and she makes jewelry, um, earrings, rings, necklaces, all kinds of stuff. And she doesn't use fake stuff; she used the real stuff. So again, everything I've shown you, everything's in the description box below.
Cool.
And now for the main event, I would like to introduce everybody to Ms. June Wagner, who I found some of your videos and had watched a couple and thought, oh, she's interesting. I got to get in touch with her. And 2 days later, one of my members was like, there's this lady you got to watch. You got to get her on your channel. And she sent me your channel link. And I was like, oh, that's the one I was just looking at. So I was like, okay, this was meant to be because I'm getting it backed up by others. So
Yeah, and
we were
I
supposed to
think
be on last weekend. And last weekend, as y'all know, we had no internet from Friday to Sunday. We had no internet at my house. The uh, the box that they put in your house to take the signal went kaput, and they couldn't get a tech out until Sunday to come and fix it. So I, the whole weekend I was offline. It was nice and it was nerve wracking at the same time. I had to
because
like
there was a lot
cancel
that happened
everything that
last
was on
weekend.
schedule, and then trying to shuffle people around to reschedule. And so thank y'all for being very patient about that. And I have an old computer and I still have issues. And so when people watch in replay, I freeze up a lot. It's like I'll freeze and then I'm back to normal. I'll freeze, I'm back to normal. It
You've
doesn't
been
look
doing that.
one. People that are watching live, they don't see that. But if you watch replay or watch a video that I create and just post, you'll get the glitches and whatnot. My son says it's the computer, hence why I'm now looking and shopping laptops to replace it.
Right. And I'm with your son on that.
He's
I'm
talking.
using the Apple iPro, something like that.
Well,
That's what I'm
I
using.
mean, he's got an iPhone. He uses, because like I said, he's a sound engineer and he's got all the software on his phone
hmm
as well as the thing that they have at work that he uses so that he can walk around the club and just hold it up and adjust things according to what
Right.
he's hearing as he's moving around,
Right.
and which makes it better for the sound to work. So he's always been a big proponent of Apple and iPhones and stuff. And
I have iPhone
I've
as
never
well.
owned an Apple product in my life. I don't know anything about them, but
Well,
he's
they're
pretty much
more
got me
secure.
convinced. Yeah, he's pretty much got me convinced to go with a laptop. Um, it's a Mac, Apple Mac Neo, I think is what they call it.
MacBook Neo.
MacBook
what I
Neo.
recommended you, just because it's their new entry level. Like it's the cheapest one you can get for an Apple. Used to be
All
you
right,
couldn't
there
get an
you go.
Apple
I have an
laptop
Air Pro,
$5.
if he knows what that is.
$580.
Yeah, it's like under $600 just
Yeah.
to start at
Wow,
for
that's
this. That's pretty
cheap
good
for
for
Apple.
Apple.
Incredible price for Apple.
And
Yeah,
so
incredible. Very
And with all that's
incredible.
going on in our world, it's very hard to get parts to fix things.
Yeah, building
And
out
so
like a desktop
it's like
computer with parts is
my
super
desktop
expensive.
he built it completely from scratch. We bought the case, we bought all the parts, he put it all together. Bingo, I had a computer that did exactly what I needed it to do without miscellaneous crap that I don't use.
Right.
And but it's now almost 10 years old, and it's starting to crap out on me. We've replaced a few
Oh,
parts, and it hasn't really helped. And I've got an external hard drive that I save everything on. So it's like I don't save anything on my computer. Everything goes on my external hard drive. I got a 5 terabyte external hard drive. So he's like, you'll be dead before you fill it up. Don't worry about it. I'm like, okay. So everything's hooked in, everything I save, all my shows, all my thumbnails, everything. It's all on the external hard drive, all my business receipts, all my, medical receipts, everything, anything that's of any importance goes on the external. Nothing's on my computer but basic app information for certain things. And who is calling me? Somebody's calling me.
I hate that when that happens, and then they kick you off. When I used to use
Yeah,
my phone, when they called me, they'd kick me off.
I don't know who it is.
It's probably the spam risk.
It sounds like, oh, it's somebody calling me on Facebook, FaceTime.
Oh, oops.
I'll text them.
They'll
Let
have to
them know.
call back
I'm on
later.
there.
We're busy.
So anyway, I ran into June's videos. Then somebody said, "Oh, you need to check this lady out." And I was like, "Yeah, I already did. I'm working on getting her on." So, you got Glorio says June is amazing in the chat.
Aw, thank you,
So thank
Gloria.
you.
I can't see any of the chats. I wonder why.
Yeah. So
Oh, there they go. I got it.
yeah.
There you go.
So you found the chat, and so we're gonna be here doing some questions for y'all. Political questions, world event questions, personal questions. June's kind of like me. She's a smorgasbord of whatever you want to ask. And here we go.
Somebody just sent me a.
Eleanor Wittering said, June, I just ordered you a set of the Governance Oracle. That's this deck right here.
Wow.
So
Thank you, Eleanor.
games, that's
I think Eleanor and Gina are my
nice
biggest fans.
That's a nice gift.
Yes.
I
She sends me
would like to
lots of
talk to you
things.
about your car warranty. I don't have a car, so I don't need a car warranty. And
they want to talk to us about they want to talk to us about our car warranty or their car warranty.
I have
Don't get
no
it.
idea.
It's a waste of money.
So
Just my opinion, not by the cards, but my opinion.
yeah. So yeah, Bill Gates once asked, why would you need more than 64K? Oh, please. My phone does more than 64K. So, and I've got an Android, not an iPhone. I like my Motorola. I got a Moto G Power, and I love my Moto. I'm very comfortable with that brand. I've figured it out. So it's like I don't want to change brands because I figured that brand out. I know what it does and how to do it on most things. This is the brand new 2026 model. This is my last one finally croaked. But it's still it's like I don't want to go to another brand because I don't know how to use them. Although my son keeps saying you need to do an iPhone. I'm like, yeah.
I'm with your son.
Yeah, a lot of people are like, oh yeah, you should do an iPhone. I'm like, I don't know anything about iPhones. And so we're here to do some questions and stuff for you. First and foremost, I've been running my yap for 15 minutes here. So it's June's turn to tell us who she is, how she got into doing this, when she got started. She's been doing it a lot longer than me, so she's a lot better at the tarot stuff than me. And I'm the first one to admit I don't know diddly. I'm still figuring it out, and but I work hard at figuring it out. And let you introduce yourself, introduce us to your channel. All the links for June's information is in the description box below. So you can go down there and click on it. Most of my moderators will start posting links once they get in and the show gets going. So that's always a big help. I could not do it without my moderators. They make it so much easier. So I'm going to shut up.
I have
I'm going to
Gina
let you
T
talk.
and Eleanor are my monitors, and they're both on here today. And Gina T does a wonderful job as far as
Yep,
texting, and
that's who recommended you.
Eleanor does a wonderful job about venting people. You know, if you're a bot or a whatever, she does a wonderful job of, you know, you're not posting that. Take it off. So even before I could read it. So I
Yeah,
noticed that there was some questions going on up there.
yeah, I'm
Because
processing.
she's my
I'm starring
assistant.
stuff as you talk. I'm going back up so I can start questions and put them on the
So,
side.
okay, I will tell a little bit about myself. I grew up in a family of 6. I was a twin. My twin brother did not die, or did die. I did not.
Oh wow.
He died at the 8th month of pregnancy back in 1959, and they kept my mother in the hospital for a month so she could have me. Here I am. She left
Yay!
6 months later, left us, and my oldest sister was 9.5, I guess, when I was born. And so, you know, my sisters kind of raised me and my dad. And then my dad married, and some crazy stuff happened there. And then he divorced her and married again. And then there was like 14 of us in the house in Detroit at one time. A lot of kids. So I always knew things that I probably shouldn't have known, and my dad did not approve of that. So he forced me into suppression of these gifts, and that causes some anxiety buildup, I think. And when I had Harmony, I mean, I knew I probably shouldn't have married her dad to begin with. I mean, he was a good guy, don't get me wrong, but I loved him. I was not in love with him, but I I married him anyway, knowing better. My dad was late getting there. A train blocked his crossing. We were living in Virginia at the time, and a train blocked his entryway to get out. But anyways, I married him anyways, and I almost left, but I married him anyway. And then we had a beautiful daughter, Harmony. Um, she is no longer with us. She is crossed over. She talks to me all the time, though. It's really strange that when I showed you the little fairy earlier. She has a butterfly on her shoulder. Harmony had a butterfly tattoo, and it was black and blue, and black with blue dots on the bottom. And she, every time she comes to me, she comes in that form. So it's really weird that the butterfly that was on that fairy's shoulder popped off. I'm like, does that mean she's not going to show up today, or or she is? And I just can't see a butterfly because I'm in the house. So, but anyway, sometimes people will come through to me strong, and sometimes they won't at all. And sometimes it's people, you know, that I don't even know. I'm like, I don't know who this is standing here, but they got something to say. So, you know, even
And
when
they
I'm
can be
reading,
very persistent when they want to
yeah,
talk.
yes. And then I've had a couple like, and then I had one, I was reading for a lady a long time ago, and her son had passed. And his sister, the mother went first, and I was talking to her, and the son came through. And then the sister came in, and she wanted to talk to her brother. Well, her brother didn't have anything to say, and he wouldn't talk to her. I said, I guess he's telling you that he said everything he needed to say while he was alive. He didn't have anything to tell you right now. And she was disappointed, but what can you do? I mean, I can't go through there and pull them by the hair and bring them out. But I have been reading tarot professionally for 43 years now. And I do know tarot inside and out. Uh, I know there's numerology, there's astrology, there is all kinds of things mixed up in a tarot deck. And it's interesting to see how it plays out. And these days they're making some newer tarot decks, which have some newer properties, like this one with the computer. She's opening the laptop, and it's kind of cool to see the fool walking with his phone and just about ready to rock off the cliff. So instead of the rose, he's walking
Or
with a
go down a
phone.
manhole.
So anyway, I've been doing this for a while. I did have a near-death experience, which taught me a lot about the afterlife, because I've seen things, and I've seen ghosts, and I've seen shadow figures, and I've seen things that people, they're like, oh, you're crazy. I'm like, well, maybe. I don't know. My dad used to say that. So maybe I
Yeah.
am. But I have seen things, and I'm like, I see that. But that near-death experience taught me a lot. Taught me that when you see an orb, that's a soul that's leaving the body. It's not necessarily something that is coming around. You're just seeing one leaving the body, and they may go back to it.
Yeah.
I don't know. So
Yeah. I don't think I've ever had a near death experience, at least not that I remember. I
oh, you'd
know
remember it.
that's kind of what I figured. It's like when I finally opened this door back up and was like, okay, I know you're there. Just don't freak me out and overwhelm me. They're pretty good doing that. Sometimes they move on me a little too fast, and I'm literally like throwing up the stop sign, saying, "Wait, wait, wait! Too much, too fast, too soon. I can't. My brain's not computing." Um, so they've slowly been bringing me different gifts that have slowly been waking up. When it comes to the mediumship stuff, like I've told people, sometimes it's right there, and it's just I can hear them. They're talking to me. Other times it's crickets. It's like nothing's there. Nobody's responding. So I don't know if I'm just not connecting with that particular spirit, or if that particular spirit it just isn't interested in speaking at that time. And I've had both happen. It was about a month and a half ago. I was on a live when I literally got shoved out of my body so a spirit could talk through me.
Oh,
I was told that that's called a step in. And I was like, okay. But it was weird because, like, 1 minute I'm talking, the next minute I'm looking at me talking, and I'm sitting there going, what is going on? I was freaking out. And according to everybody who was on the live, they were like, oh my God, what's happening to Sherry? So it was noticeable, and it was kind of freaky. I didn't know I could do that until it happened. Kind of like the first time I remote viewed something, I was with another another psychic who's very strong, very good at all that stuff. Nath, the third wish, and we had been talking, and he'd been saying, "Oh, you should try this and you should try that," and he's been very helpful. And 1 minute we're talking, and he's asking me to look at something, and the next thing I know, I was there, like inside the person's brain, looking at
what they were looking at.
47 and his brain and how it functions. And I was freaking out because it was scary in there. And Nate pulled me back out. I mean, I've done it a few more times since then, but I always do it when I'm with somebody that knows how to yank me out if I can't yank myself out. So it's very different. I've just recently started getting visions, which is really wild. It's like suddenly having a movie screen pop in front of your face and you're seeing something. My mother was the one that used to have visions. So
Clairvoyant. That's what that
she
is.
just, when I said something about trying to deal with visions, and I heard her very clearly say, "You're welcome." I'm like, "Gee, thanks, Mom. I didn't want that one right now." Um, she helps me with mediumship too. A lot of times, if I'm struggling trying to hear somebody talk to me, I'll hear my mother say, "No, no, you need to come over here. My daughter's going to tell them what you want them to know. Come over here and talk to her." And so it's like she's directing them to me. I'm like, "Oh, okay, this is really weird." I've had other mediums tell me, "Oh yeah, that happens sometimes." And I was like, "Oh, okay." I didn't know that was possible either, but I learn something new every day. So,
Yeah, I mean, I've I've had some experience with going into people's body and seeing if they have a glow spot, like if they have a kidney problem or something, and I'll see if it can be healed or not that way. And if it's not glowing, there's nothing you can do. It's, not going to work. If it is glowing, then there's a possibility of being healed in my experience. And I'm just seeing a question of somebody, Eleanor is asking about, can either one of you or I contact a friend of hers that had crossed over? Her name is Connie Reynolds, and
yep,
would love
I
to
got her
hear from
start.
her.
So
She was a medium herself, so she should be able to connect with one or both of
hopefully
us.
one of us, if not
Yeah,
both of us, yeah.
yeah.
So let's see. Well, we've got several questions start here, so we'll go
Okay.
ahead and get started. As most of my regulars know, members go first, donations go second, and then everybody else, as many as we can get in within our time frame. Um,
Well, we just
so
got a tower card, so
there,
we just
I got that the last couple of days in readings. I kept pulling the tower card.
so I associate this with political stuff, and I think if it's Connie coming through, I think that she is trying to say that we better hold on to our hats because there's more afoot.
Buckle up, Buttercup. The ride's getting bumpy. That's the way I keep
That's
hearing.
right. It's
Um,
getting bumpy.
well, first off, thank you, Eleanor, for your donation. That is very generous of you.
Thank you.
Greatly appreciated. And let's see, who's first? Todd Brown. Todd's one of my members.
Okay. Hi,
What's
Todd.
happening in Louisiana? All hell is breaking loose. Let me tell you.
Oh,
It's crazy. After the census and all of that stuff, they drew new maps for Louisiana. In the process of making the parishes, districts, whatever you want to call them, making them more equitable, more even spread of districts and whatnot, it wound up creating an additional district as they were splitting things up, which was predominantly Black, which means that we now would have two districts out of I don't even know how many in the state that would be predominantly Black. Obviously, this was a bridge too far for most of the Red Hatters in my state, and all kinds of pushback, and they started filing lawsuits against it, trying to say that you can't have 2 districts that are predominantly black in a state full of white districts. It's like it's 2, not 200. Anyway, they managed to bring it all the way up to the Supreme Court. Supreme Court came back on Thursday and said, yeah, no, you can't use those maps that you've drawn. Basically, Justice Alito's argument to ban the new districts was that if you have a racial group who refuses to vote for a particular party because that party is racist, then that makes that racial group racist and they're being bigoted against the political party that's racist. It's like, literally, you read it and you listen to them and you literally sit there and go, what? What did you say?
It makes my head spin. I'm like,
I had to reread it like 4 or 5 times, and then I had to go listen to somebody who understands that stuff, break it down into normal English to kind of figure out what the hell are they talking about. So
3 cards fell out while we were talking about this, so I'm gonna let you finish and then I'll read these 3 cards.
So they're fighting against that, trying to appeal it, which it's rare you get an appeal with the Supreme Court, especially a corrupt Supreme Court, but we'll see what happens. And because of that, our illustrious governor, who is extremely MAGA, up and decided on Friday that elections that we've got coming up, primary elections, which early voting started today, he canceled it. We're not having it. Oh my God, really all hell broke loose. So now there are all of these groups that are filing lawsuits against the governor and against the state and against the legislation for their underhandedness, I guess, of how they're dealing with this.
Well, they're taking their rights away. They're taking their right to vote, especially if they mailed in their vote. And another thing that really chaps my butt is Trump mailed in his vote. Why can he do it and nobody else? My husband is a quadriplegic. He has to mail in his.
The majority of mail-in votes are Republican.
Well,
you know, and it's like, okay, so you're telling your own people your vote doesn't count as you mail it in. That fact seems to go over their heads. I don't understand how.
But his did.
I'm somebody else. I mail in my votes because I'm handicapped. I was injured myself, spinal injury. I can't go stand in line for 8 hours to cast my vote.
My husband couldn't punch the button. He couldn't punch the button if he could stand in line.
Right.
So, I mean, he can't brush his own teeth. He's got to be able to mail in vote. I can go in and mail in vote if I have somebody stay in here with him, but I can't if I don't. So anyways, I want to say, first off, hats off to you Louisianians who are fighting for your right to vote. And I don't care what color you are. I don't care if you're purple, green, orange,
doesn't matter,
black, brown, whatever. It doesn't matter, white. I don't care. You deserve the right to vote. Just because he is the governor does not, you elected him as your governor. So you can unelect him.
Well,
I don't care what district you're in. You can
he was
go
elected
and vote.
Governor by a very small portion
margin
of votes because it was like the least, one of the worst attendances for voting that we've had in this state in decades, because the majority of people didn't even know there was a Democrat running opposed to him.
Right. There's hardly any Democrats here in Tennessee.
Whereas every 5 seconds there was an ad up for him. You know, he comes from old money in this state. They've been big time farmers and ranchers and whatnot throughout the state. And the family's been here a long time. And yeah, money talks.
Yeah, it does. And apparently hopefully, I mean,
Oh,
having
you
all the
got the
money in
Bam
the
Bam
world, it
stick.
cannot
Okay.
buy you happiness. It really can't. Uh, it can buy you a yacht, but if you don't have an ocean to put it in,
What
what
good
good
does
is
it
it
do
going
you?
to do you? Yeah. So the first card that fell out when this Todd had asked, is it Todd? Todd Brown
Yeah, Todd. Yeah.
asked the question is the Ace of Wands, which tells me that this is new. This is a new uh, bump that you guys got to overcome, or a new hill. But they have ideals to stop it. They have ideals to, hey, no, we're not going to sit down and just let you do what you want to do. Katrina showed us a lot of things. So this is a new ideal for them they know that they can stand up and fight, and they're going to. And I don't mean literally burn the White House down. I mean literally stand up for their rights. The
Well, I
second
know
one,
Miss Nancy Jean of Nancy Jean's Garden. She calls the Ace of Wands the Bam Bam stick because that's what you use to knock sense into people's heads.
I like that. I'll have to remember that one.
Yeah.
I like it. Bam. Get
Yeah.
some
Bam,
sense.
bam, bam.
Then we got the Two of Cups. And this tells me that we, as a nation, I always say this on my channel and on posts when I'm listening to other people's channels. United, we are strong.
Mhm.
Separated with something in between us, we are not so much. And that is what the regime, if you want to call it, or administration, if you want to call it that, um, is doing or trying to do. They're trying to divide and conquer, and that's what they're trying to do. And this Louisiana thing is not going to let it happen. There are a lot of people standing with you guys in Louisiana. Us here in Tennessee, we're standing with you guys in Louisiana.
Yeah.
A lot of you came here after Katrina.
Yeah.
So we understand you. I get you. The world gets you. And you know what? We're not going to let you down either. Just like the Epstein victims, we're not going to let them down
Yeah.
either.
Uh,
And then we got the Eight of Pentacles, talking about money, right?
Money, money, money,
Doing
money.
the same thing over and expecting a different result creatively is not going to work.
Insanity.
So you've got to um, get out there, try something new, try to get as many people involved as you can. And it says to be productive, and you will be. United, you are strong. So that's what I got for that
That
one.
and just off of what June was reading on, I mean, in the hit I was getting just off of what you were showing was um, the simple fact that what terrifies them so much is that we're going to all wake up one day and go, wait a minute, we're the ones that are getting screwed. It's only the rich people that are getting anything, and it doesn't matter what skin color is. And once we join forces, that's what they're terrified of because they know once that happens, it's game over.
Mhm.
Growing up in the deep South, I've been down here all my life, and the reason why a lot of Republican control has held so strong is one with the mindset of, well, my daddy voted Republican, my granddaddy voted Republican, my great granddaddy voted Republican. It's like, yeah, if all your friends jump off the bridge, are you going to do it too?
I know.
It's the same kind of thought process. And so, and you get a lot of people, especially down here, that it's very hard to change minds. And for a lot of progressive people, Democrats, independents, whatnot, just people that aren't willing to stay inside the little box that they want to put you in. We've spent most of our lives going, I'm a Democrat, like behind your hand in a whisper, don't say it too loud. I'm a Democrat or I'm a progressive or whatever. Um, So that's something that the people themselves have to get over. And that's starting to happen.
It
We've been,
is.
I
It
mean,
really
we
is.
just had a special election like 2, 3 months ago,
Oh,
predominantly Republican, a dominant Republican district that's never had a Democrat win a seat in that district. And they blew out the Republican by like a 40-point difference. I just rocked
blew 'em out of the
everybody.
water.
Everybody was blown away by it. And it's
I
like,
love it.
that's what happens when you get up and you go vote. One of the biggest things they use to keep suppression on the vote has been this 50-year gaslighting of convincing people that, well, my vote doesn't really count. Why should I bother? It doesn't really count. If it didn't really count, they wouldn't work so hard at making you think that it doesn't count. They would be encouraging you to go and vote if they weren't afraid of it. So first thing I got was providing intervention. So
What you're doing.
they're doing what they can. Um,
Yay.
and I
That's
got
exciting.
citing disclosure. So as more and more stuff comes out, more and more stuff is going to come out. It's kind of like the Epstein files. It just keeps on giving. And then the last thing I got was the Page of Wands reversed.
Hmm.
Now, the Page of Wands reversed talks about deception, manipulation, haphazard action. Well, gee, who is
Well,
that?
I got the Ace of Wands straight up. So,
Yeah,
and you got it reversed. So I
right.
think that what that is saying is they're going to try to fight back. They're going to say,
Oh, yeah.
okay, we all know that we have the Supreme Court that is in Trump's pocket. Now, of recent, they're realizing that the American people are not with Trump. The
No,
world is not with Trump. So they may be undermining Trump. Maybe that's what that card that you just pulled, the
the,
Ace
the
of Wands
Page of Wands.
reversed is
The Page of Wands reversed.
eight. Was it 8 of Wands or one?
No,
The
H,
Ace.
the Page of Wands.
Page of, oh, that's a Sagittarius card. Woo. Yeah, there's some risk takers, and you know what? I think that the Republican Party is going to, you know, not all of the Republicans, of course. You have your MAGAs like Mike Johnson and the Supreme Court, but there are some of the Supreme Court members that are starting to turn against this regime, if you will, even though he appointed them. So I hope that they can convince the Clarence Thomases and the others that maybe by their undermining and manipulation, they can convince the others to start acting correctly and do what is by the Constitution and not as what is by Trump's Constitution, in my opinion.
Yeah, exactly. And of course, my browser is wanting to act up. Okay. I can't get clicked over into the other screen. All right, is it going to let me scroll at all? And can y'all
I
see
know
me? Am I
sometimes
here?
mine won't let me either. I don't know who was
Yeah,
after
I've got,
Todd, and I don't know who your members are either, so I don't know who to.
yeah, no, I got Google Chrome not responding. Oh, come on.
Oh, great.
I don't need
I
this
see.
headache today. Let me try something. Okay, wait. Something moved. Did it work? All right, let me try something. Hopefully it'll straighten out here in a minute. Well, hell. Okay, I think we're back.
Okay.
We're back to normal. Okay.
Okay. Good
So
job.
I hate it when that crap happens. Let's see. Next
I
up, we
just,
got Rose Malicote. She's got a personal question here. Will the lawyer I'm talking to take my case, and will I win?
And I just got this too. I saw her earlier pop up with that question, and I was thinking about that. So I'm glad that she's next. I hope you're still on, Rose. Um, I know I can be a little bit long-winded, so
Me too.
please bear with me if I'm a little bit long-winded, but I'm going to shuffle and see what falls out of my deck as she is too. And if you want to go first on this one, you can. It's your show.
Alrighty. Let's see what we get. Uh, well, the first thing I got was justice reversed. That's not good. Unfairness, lack of accountability, dishonesty, punishment. So this is something you could be facing. Doesn't mean that's going to be the outcome, but it's going to have maybe some. It's going to throw
Bumps.
some
Curves.
Yeah, throw a few curveballs there with you. But then I get the Queen of Cups, which is compassion, nurturing, calmness. So it feels
That's a
like,
Scorpio card, by the
yeah,
way.
absolutely. And so it feels like it's just reading to me like, even though you've got an iffy justice going into this, you've got a Queen of Cups that's coming right behind it that's saying, not so fast. Hold on. Let's take this one issue at a time. That's going to be a big thing, is finding those, taking those issues as this card, as she kind of starts working her magic. This is intuition as well as divine feminine power. So it's going to depend on, now I don't know if this is a one judge decision making only, or if there's going to be a jury.
I
It
say
feels like if there's a
document.
jury, yeah, just
Okay,
don't.
I got 4 cards that fell out.
And then the last one I got was the Six of Pentacles, and so you're talking about giving, receiving, generosity, um, charity, wealth building. That kind of all comes in together. So with the Queen of Cups and this Six of Pentacles, you've got a lot of strong power here that's telling you, document everything, stick to the facts, just try not to let your emotions take over. Just stick to the facts of the case. And my brother used to be a paralegal for many, many years. And I hear him all the time when he hears me talking about, just get to the point and stick to the facts. I'm like, okay, because I'm a motor mouth and I tend to just go on and on and on. They don't want that when you're in court. They're like, no, yes, no, be done with it. Because you're fighting some issues with justice going into it. So you want to make sure that you've got all your ducks in a row, everything lined up and ready. So there you go.
I love that, because straight off, right from where you left off, your ducks in a row. Tweak your plan.
Yeah.
Make sure that you've documented everything, that you got all the swords you need to fight this case fairly and justly. Okay? Then you have the Hangman. Straight up, do not be naive. Do not think that you will not get questioned on the things that are happening around you or the things that have happened. Do not be naive and think that everybody is on your side. If your lawyer is not doing their job, not doing their homework, time to get a new one.
Yeah.
Do not be naive. This is a major arcana card, so do not be naive about it. Now, you also have the Death card. It's also a major arcana card. And this one is talking about change. You know, the death card, everybody's like, oh my gosh, I'm going to die, I'm going to die. It doesn't mean that at all. It
Mm-mm.
means change. And it has like a little new prospect. You know, you've got the old woman, you've got the horse that trampled this person here, you got a little child with a rose, and you have another person down here. And this is telling me that if your lawyer is not doing their job, it's time for you to find another one. And if you're using a public defender, you can change. I don't know if you're defendant or plaintiff, but if you're using a public one, you can change. You can say
You can
whatever.
request.
You can change anyway, even if you're paying them. And you may have paid them quite a bit of money, which, you know, the 6 is you're being generous with your money there. And it's time for you to maybe look at that and make sure that they're doing their job.
Yeah.
Not putting you off, not taking your phone calls. No. That's not the way it works. You're paying them to do something that you feel like you have been unjustly accused of, or injustice has been done to you. And you're paying them to work for you. Remember that. And then this last card, it fell, you know, like this. So we're going to see what it is. It is the King of Cups, which is a Cancer type of individual. Now, Cancers love deeply, and this is something probably you're very, it's very close to your heart. So again, like she said, please do not, like Sherry said, do not let your emotions get the best of you. Sometimes Cancers do that, and they speak their mind. They usually do not take no for an answer. So as far as the outcome goes, I think if you stick to it, you document, you make sure your lawyer's doing their job. If they're not, get something else. And it will turn out the way you need it to, one way or the other. But it will turn out the way you need it to, if you are diligent and don't be naive and just think they're doing their job, because they may not be. That's what I got. So I hope that
Awesome.
helps you, Rose.
For sure. Because that's, you know, it can be can be an iffy topic sometimes, depending on what's going on all around it,
And
especially when
you've
you're
got to,
dealing with law. And for entertainment purposes only, YouTube, we're not lawyers, we're not doctors, so we can't give you legal advice or medical advice. We can read the energy around it and kind of let you know what it's feeling like. Um,
to
unless
us, and
there's
this is
somebody,
our opinion. Our
right, is
opinion.
what we're getting in the moment. And that could change 5 minutes from now, because
Yep.
people have free will and they can change their minds, which will then change the energy.
And
Um,
change the outcome.
which, yeah, I mean, and there's not a lot we can do about it, but read in the moment what the energy is telling us. And come tomorrow, it may be telling us something totally different. I've done that. I've read on questions, and on Monday it said this, and then on Tuesday it says the exact opposite. And I know in the beginning when I first started, I was like, well, how can I get the opposite reaction one day apart? And it wasn't until somebody explained it to me, because the energy changed. When the energy changes, the answer will change, and there's nothing you can do about it but to read into the moment that you're reading. That's where the energy is in that moment. And what happens after that is, that's up in the air, because
Actually
anything,
up to you, you know,
yeah,
of what happens next. But I also, you know, I do a Zodiac Sunday, and I do it for the week, you know, for each Zodiac sign. I do all 12 Zodiacs signs.
and I know nothing
And
about astrology, so we're a good mix.
we are. So I feel like that even though I say things are going to happen, it kind of gives you a heads up on what you can fix or change or totally ignore, you know, whatever you want to do with whatever I say. But that energy can change. it depends on your reaction to it. So, like she was saying, nothing is written in stone except for the 10 Commandments. And the last I heard that got broke, right? So, nothing is written in stone. And I don't know who the next question is.
All right. Next up, we've got Lydia. What will happen with my husband's business?
Lydia.
All right. I already pulled for this one. So the first thing I got was the Two of Swords. So you've got a major decision that needs to be made. And it's not going to be an easy decision. It's going
Don't
to
do
be
it
a
blindly.
difficult, yeah, it's going to be a difficult decision. You're going to have to do a lot of soul searching on what direction you want to take with what information you're being given. Um, there's a lot of options that are in play. You got to kind of figure out what the balance of that is to know what's the best direction to go in. Then I got the Nine of Cups. Now that's talking about wishes coming true,
Passions.
contentment, satisfaction. Uh, what's some
That
other
sounds like a good card.
gratitude? Yeah. So this is depending on the decision that gets made. Is going to depend on how true this card turns out to be. So you've got some difficult decisions.
Or he
You need
does.
to look at all your facts. And if you make the right decision, you're looking at Nine of Cups energy here, which is a lot of contentment, a lot of happiness. Things start flowing your way. Um, and the last card I got was the Eight of Wands. That's everything happening fast. This is wands flying through the air. Everything's going. It's boom, 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 boom. So you're going to be making these decisions quickly. You're not going to have time to sit and think about it and ruminate on it and meditate on it and all that. This is going to be, we need a decision right now.
Right.
Yes or no? What are you going to do? That's where you really, really, really got to know what your facts are before you get there. Know what possible outcomes can be depending on that decision. And having all your facts, having all the paperwork, all your ducks in a row, everything's lined up, T's are crossed, I's are dotted. You know what you know. And then you have to just go with that. And so if he's facing financial hardships, then he may need to look into getting some outside help to come in and help forensic accounting, help him straighten out the mess so that you can move forward in the right direction. Um, if it's some other kind of business venture that maybe is a little off kilter, then it might be best to call in somebody who does that kind of work that can kind of look at it overall and tell you, well, you really got issues in column A. Let's focus on that and get it fixed. You get that fixed, it's going to take care of everything else. But it's if you're not finding the issue yourself, then you might need to look into somebody that specializes in that. And there are people in business that that's what they do. They come in, a forensic accountant, that kind of stuff. They can come in and tell you where's the money going, how is it going, is it coming in, uh, and I don't know why I keep focusing on money, but that's what it keeps showing me as dollar signs in my head. So that's what I'm seeing. So you may very well need to call in an accountant, a specialist, and a forensic accountant to come in and go through the books and look at everything, and then say, okay, you've got an issue here, you've got an issue here. This could become an issue over there if you're not careful. And then you got to try to figure out what's your next best step. But sometimes you got to call in professionals to help
Well,
you.
straight off the hip there,
So
when you pulled that Eight of Wands, it tells me that something is not going smoothly, or you're catering to the wrong audience. And for me, the Eight of Wands means you throw some stuff out there and see what comes back. You know that old saying, if it comes back, it was yours. If it doesn't, it was never meant to be. Well, when you're throwing different ideals out into the universe or out into your audience, your projected target audience for your business, if it's not coming back, you've got the wrong target audience, is what I got from that Eight of Wands. Now, the decision, what I got from the decision was the same thing that she did, that Two of Swords there. And if you'll notice, on normally Two of Swords, it has a veil or something over their eyes. So do not do things blindly. Look
Yeah,
at your
there's a
target.
blindfold. They've got a blindfold on the person holding the sword.
Okay, so if you'll notice that's usually on every Two of Swords, unless you have a really odd deck that, just has a two swords there. But I want to say that decisions made blindly without all the facts are not very good decisions. And also, I believe, because the cards I pulled, the first one is the Hangman reversed. So this tells me you are not being naive. You are trying to find your target audience. You are trying to make sure you're making the right decisions. Sometimes, making decisions is hard. And sometimes you need to sit on it for a second or write down all the pros and cons for each thing. And if there's a con that you can't stand, I wouldn't go that route. That's me. But you're
Yeah.
not being naive about it. You're trying to be very realistic for your husband's sake and for your sake. Then I got the Eight of Swords, and you are not trapped into any particular target audience. It's reversed. You're not trapped into it. There is a light at the end of the tunnel, and it's not a train. So, you're not trapped into any target audience. I think that your target audience, in my opinion, is not the right target audience. You need to try a different audience for your business, because if you don't, it's gonna be a bumpy ride. It may fail. And and I don't believe in failure. I believe that all like people say, oh, I made a mistake, or I did this, or I did that. I don't believe in failure, because it's learning lessons. And every now and again, we have to learn a lesson so we can grow and so we can be better people and better human beings, or give a better product to our target audience. And then I got the Six of Swords, which is, for me, it's reversed. So if it was this way, you were going places. You're going places. You're doing things. Well, you're not ready yet, because you got the wrong target audience, in my opinion. So look at that. Look at that part of it as well, as what your product is, who's interested. If you're not selling anything that nobody's interested in, then they're not going to buy it. Also, remember where the state of the world is today. People are holding on to their money because they're afraid. They're afraid they're not going to have enough. Their groceries are up, gas is up. I mean, everything is up. So people are kind of spending less. So make sure that you're selling something they need, not just something they want, but they need.
Yeah, absolutely. I hope that helps, Lydia.
Me too.
Let
Good
us
luck.
know.
I got my fingers crossed for you.
Let us know. I mean, if we're right
Yeah,
or
please.
wrong, let us know. I get a lot out of it when people give me feedback, even if it's a couple of weeks later, and suddenly I'll get a message or an email and somebody said, you read for me on such and such a show and it was spot on, or you read for me on such and such show and it was like the total opposite of what you saw happen. So
I get that.
I take
I used to read a
constructive
lot in person,
criticism. It doesn't matter.
and they
Just
will
be
come
nice about it.
back and tell me stuff. And it makes me feel so good that I was able to help them in some way, at least ease their mind. And feedback is good, whether it is positive or negative. It's good. It's good for us. It's good
Right.
for us to know that we're helping, because that's why we're doing it. At least I feel like that's why we're doing it. Um, it's not all about the money. It's about, being giving and caring and understanding and trying to be the best we can be. So I don't know what the next question is.
Very much so. All right. Next up, we've got Eleanor wondered if either of us can channel a friend who passed.
I
She
kind of
was a
did that one.
medium, and her name is Connie Reynolds. Did she live in like a really wet climate? I keep seeing rain, a lot of rain.
I I feel like that she seeing that she has been a medium, what I'm getting in with your rain, usually with rain there's a rainbow somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, that is my sign from my daughter Harmony as a yes, that she does try to communicate still. Whether or not you are hearing her is another story. Um, but I do think she still tries to communicate with a lot of different people. And that's the feeling I'm getting along with the rain. But uh, it doesn't seem like she's getting across, in my opinion. But I'm going to shuffle some cards and see what the cards say, because that's just what June says. So I'd like to
I pulled a mediumship card.
clarify. I want to clarify her. Oh,
Yeah, I keep
she is not
seeing rain.
celebrating that you're not listening.
I keep seeing rain, but I drew a picture called Unpredictable, Different Approach, and it's somebody watering the plants. Somebody pouring water to water the plants. Maybe she was big into growing things.
Or she's not celebrating that you're not hearing her. That doesn't make her
Yeah,
feel happy.
I'm not hearing her voice. I'm just getting
I'm not
little
hearing her either. I'm not
little
hearing her either.
clips.
That's why I drew that clarifier card,
Yeah, me
because
too.
I'm not hearing her, but I feel something. She's not saying anything. I'm not hearing her because, I mean, maybe because she was a medium herself and she knows that sometimes it's difficult
Yeah.
to get through. And so I feel like that honestly, she does talk to you. I don't think you hear her
Hmm.
personally.
That just rang a bell for me. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, she's been trying to get through to you, but
On a
her
lot of
means
different
of
levels too.
communication is not connecting on your level. And it's just going to take a little bit of time for y'all to find the
A
right
path.
frequency. Then you're going to start hearing each other.
Mhm. Well, I think she hears her, but I don't think that Eleanor hears her,
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
if that makes sense. I
Um,
think she hears exactly what you're
no, that
saying
makes
or what you're
perfect
going
sense.
through.
That makes perfect sense because,
And she's not here. I don't feel her here. I don't
yeah,
hear her voice. I don't feel her.
I'm
I
not
don't see
picking up
her.
anything. So, she may want to wait and talk with you when there's no one else around.
Or there's not so much chaos around you.
Right.
Because sometimes we can't see through the chaos. We
Yeah.
we can't see what's right in front of our face through all the chaos.
Isn't that the
So,
truth? I mean, if something else comes through, I'll
and you know I'll let you know, Eleanor. If something
yeah.
comes through to me, you know I'll be the first one to ring the phone.
I keep seeing and hearing rain, like she's walking through the rain. Maybe it was something she did when she was still with us. We all have
Maybe she
weird
liked to
habits
dance
that
in the
we
rain.
do to cleanse our own energy. I've known people who will go walk in the rain, go dance in the rain, go plant a garden. I mean,
I just had a epiphany. I was talking to Eleanor earlier today, and I said, I'm going to go get in the rain room. And the rain room for me is a shower.
there you go.
So I really feel like it's a cleansing thing. And I feel like that maybe you need to get some sage and sage your house so she can come in, cleanse it.
Dib says water. Pay attention to water. He's very, very plugged in.
Deb, Dibs, Debs,
Yeah, Dibs.
Dibs.
He's very plugged in. He's very intuitive.
Pay attention to water. I know she feeds hummingbirds and she has to make the
There you go. I
hummingbird
mean,
stuff. Maybe your hummingbird feeder is out.
or there's something to do with it that she needs you out there messing with it in order for her to connect through that to talk to you.
Or maybe one of the hummingbirds that are coming to your feeder is her trying to get your attention.
There you go. There you go.
And the next
Well,
one,
water is known as being very, very conducive when it comes to psychic abilities. Water tends to, it's like it's kind of like you don't want to pick up a live wire and step in a water puddle at the same time. You're going to fry your brains, right? Because that water is a conductor and it's going to, boom, it's going to zap it. That could be why I'm getting rain and water. Why June was getting rainwater last night. Just
also,
be
you
aware
can
of
use
what.
water to scrying. Nostradamus used to do it. He'd get a
Yeah,
black bowl, fill it up with water, and he can use it to scrying. So maybe with using the water and the dibs, I don't know if I'm saying that
yeah,
right,
yeah.
saying what he said, um, maybe it's telling you to fill up a bowl of water and look into it and talk to
There
her
you
that
go.
way.
Or make sure your hummingbird feeder is full.
Full and watch which one keeps coming to the window to tell you,
Yeah,
hey, it's not full. Get out here and feed me. Because that's the one that's wanting you to talk to it. So talk to it.
yeah, absolutely. That's just I keep, water is so predominant that I can't break past it. So it's like water, just be aware of water in any way, shape, or form. It
Water
could,
puts out fire or it
yeah.
makes steam. And
Oh,
steam's
there
really
you
good for your
go.
face.
Yeah. Um, it just feels like right now is not the right time for her.
Yeah.
So
Because I'm not feeling her. I
ask
don't feel
tomorrow,
her.
and it may come through totally different. I'm just saying it happens. All right. Next up, we've got Old Windwalker. We'd like to know, should I consider purchasing a blast chiller? Would I be able to get one at a good discount? What is a blast chiller?
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
I don't know what that is.
Well, that's cards what that is. What's a blast chiller? Somebody Google that.
Somebody Google it really quick. Yeah. We were talking
Maybe I'll Google it while
the other
you're
night. We were talking about certain words that were started out as like a noun or a proper noun that are now verbs, like Google it. I mean,
Google it. I know, right? Everything's Googleable. What is a blast chiller? So I'm gonna Google it.
oh, it's a freeze dryer, a quick freeze dryer, colder than a freezer.
I know
What are
my
you storing bodies there, old Windwalker? What you need that for?
yeah. Um, I have a friend that he freeze dries a lot of his food because he's blind and he can't get to the grocery store unless somebody takes him. You know,
Yeah.
he's legally blind, even though he owns a vehicle, but he's legally blind and he can't get to the grocery store. So he freeze dries a lot of his food. And I
So
get
herbs and stuff.
why
That's what he's wanting
to do was
freeze.
to
Okay.
freeze dry some food maybe. Um, and I think, well, let's see if you'll get one, but and at a good price. That's what your question was. But I understand why that you might want one because it is that's a pretty amethyst on the end of that. I think that's
Yeah, it's
amethyst.
all amethyst chips inside the
Oh, and the
inside.
resin. Oh, that's
Yeah,
pretty
it's
cool.
like amethyst on top, but it's all
Uh,
little bitty chips up
in
inside
resin.
the pendulum itself.
Oh, that's
And
beautiful. That's beautiful. I really like it.
I
I
got it
like
on Temu.
pendulums too. I used to sell them in my shop. I used to have a shop a
Wow,
long time ago. And I
I
love
got it on Temu.
amethyst is a very calming stone. So let's
I
see.
thought I fell in
Will
love
you
with
get
just
your
the whole look of it. I thought, oh, that's pretty. So
chiller blaster at a good price? Let me see. Will you get your chiller
should
blaster at a
Open
good
Walker
price? Let's go.
buy a blast chiller? All right, I'm getting yes for buying one. Will old Windwalker find
Well, I got
one?
yes too
Just
for buying one. I got yes too. This is a
yeah,
King of Swords straight up, and the King of Swords is a Libra type of individual, and it is saying that balance is a good thing. Balance is a good thing. How badly do you need this? Means this Ace of Cups upside down means that it's water. Speaking of water, it's falling
yeah.
upward. But it depends on how bad you need the blast chiller. So if you need it really super bad, you might have to pay a big price. If you can wait for a little bit, maybe you can get a deal. But it's saying that you're going to probably have to pay top dollar at the moment for that. That's what this is saying. Anyway, if it were the other way, I would say, oh, nope, you're going to get a great deal.
Old Windwalker, I know you're a she, and I generically go to he all the time whenever I'm reading. It's not a personal thing because I know most of y'all. I know what gender you are. I just when I start talking in the middle of reading, I'm generically saying he. I don't know why that is. It just comes out. Don't take it personal because I see
I
it either with
say
a
he or she. I
female
mean, I
name
say them
up.
both.
I'll still say he. So it just something my weird brain does. I don't know why.
I have a friend that her code name is Windwalker, so I thought it was a she to begin with, but
Yeah, she is a she, and I invariably slip into the he pronoun. It's not intentional. It's just an automatic thing. I don't know why I do that. I really don't. Um, please just don't be offended. It's not personal. Um, Okay, let's see. Last question. Slugger Boule.
Oh, Sluggerboo. I love Sluggerboo.
Slugger Boule or Slugger Boule? Guess it depends if you're French or not.
Sluggerboo. I always
Everything's
call
with
it
a French
Sluggerboo.
accent with me, y'all, because that's what I grew up with.
Yep.
I tend to go straight into the French.
And I go straight into Detroit.
Oh, it was
Sluggerboo.
hard when I lived in Arizona. It was the hardest thing trying to switch my automatic French pronunciation to everything to a Spanish pronunciation of it. And I would forever say things wrong, and everybody would laugh at me because,
I know my husband's constantly correcting me on my verbiage. But like I
yeah.
said, I memorized how to spell, not learned how to do it.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
so Suckerboo, how will your trip from Florida to Minnesota go, leaving on the 8th? Thank you in advance. Uh, you know, Suckerboo, I have I think you're the same person if you're the person I'm thinking of. I um I want to think it's going to go smoothly. That's just my gut feeling, if you will. Um, I'm going to pull some cards and I'm going to shuffle and see what the cards have to say. But I think it's going to go smoothly, and I think you're going to be glad that you did that.
Trip.
Being out of the redistricting in Florida, too, because they're getting ready to redraw their maps as well.
I'm getting a really strong yes that everything's going to be okay. Um,
I'm still shuffling. Okay.
yeah,
Yeah, the
that's
Hermit. I got the card that looks like me opening the laptop upside
there
down.
you go.
So I feel like it's going to be, you guys, a lot of people think this is shining a light or getting education, getting some more knowledge, or searching your soul. But you guys have already done that. So it's time to enjoy. It's time to enjoy the ride, smell the roses, stop in some small towns, uh, get some culture, do what you want to do and make the best of every moment that you have. That's what I got. So, yes, you're going to have a great trip. And yes, it's going to go smoothly. Yay.
Yeah, I'm not seeing anything negative on it at all.
Me either. Not feeling it either. I'm not feeling anything
I'm not
negative.
feeling like smooth traveling. Like it's just
Yeah.
going to be
It's
your
like,
trip's going
wee.
to go just zoom right down the
Put your
road.
hands up in the air. Yeah, wee.
Roll down the windows, let your hair blow.
Yep. Play
It
the
just
music as loud as you can.
feels like a very smooth trip. No bumps in the road, no hiccups.
They
Just
do
get in the
say
car
take
and cruise.
obsidian with you if you're going on a trip. It's supposed to be a very good protection stone.
Also, green adventurine as well for travel. Somebody gave me a big chunk of green adventurine.
I love green
It came in
aventurine.
a
It's one of my
special
favorites.
little macrame type thing that I've got on the rear view mirror.
I love it. I used to keep a green Wow, we've got a lot in common. I used to keep a green aventurine in my old truck, and it never broke down. I mean, that truck turned over, mileage turned over twice. And when I sold that truck, it was still running,
Yeah,
but it never did break down on me. And it gave me so much confidence. I had in my Motley or Holly's Motley.
but it was loving. I don't know. Mine are crashed somewhere in the house. There's no telling. They
She's the
probably in
only
the
one
bed with
that
my son.
likes to make a cat appearance. She's a ham.
Yeah,
She's a little
my
Maryland.
Bruno used to do that, and then I don't know. He's gotten too big for his britches now. I guess he thinks he's above it all.
Oh, she's purring in my ear.
I can hear it, and
Maybe.
I can hear her purring. Well, that's it, y'all. That's it. All of our questions we were able to get to today. And a big thank you to June for coming on.
Thanks
I'm
for
so
having me.
glad to kind of introduce her to everybody. Please, please, please go to her channel, like, subscribe, and share. Point everybody else in her direction. Tell them to go and subscribe so we can get her numbers up and her hours up so she can get monetized and make a
Yes.
little bit of money out of it.
Yeah, that would help
She's
me
like
and my
me
husband
so
a
that
lot.
she can keep the lights on. I don't really make a profit at this stage of the game for myself. What I make is going right back into what I'm doing. And
Right.
so it's just funding. I'm no longer having to pay out of pocket to fund things. I'm kind of breaking even on that. So I'm like
That's
very
wonderful.
thankful for that. It's like thank you very much. And
Kevin and I both, he's disabled, so he's on Social Security disability, and I am older than dirt. So, well, not that old. I'm leveled up to 66, so I'm a route now.
there you go. I'm
So,
trying to hold out to 70 so I can get max Social Security and max retirement because I work for the state. So I get retirement if we still have money.
I really
And
wish I could go to work.
and
I
I
mean,
have, I mean,
I love to work.
I'll be
That's
65 in another month. Month and a day to be exact. I'll be 65. My Medicare will kick in, but I'm trying to
good.
hold off on my Social
hope.
Security until I can't hold out no more. I'm still working full time, as y'all know. I still pull 10 hours a day at my job. So
Yeah.
there are days when it's like, I really wish I didn't have to set an alarm clock and get up at 5 a.m. to go to work.
I love to work. My husband, because I'm constantly looking for something I can do. So I'm outside picking up sticks or mowing the grass or doing something. You gotta keep moving. And my husband says to
You gotta stay
me,
busy.
he says, June, you have a full-time job. And I do. Taking care of him 24/7 is a full-time job.
Yes.
Turning him, brushing his teeth, everything like that. However, it doesn't bring in any money. So what we live on is what we get,
That's it.
And now we're having to fix our house.
Eleanor says, June, you're not as old as dirt. It takes 100 years to make 1 inch of dirt. So you're only a half an inch, maybe a little more.
Inch and a quarter.
And Gina T says, June had a tree fall on her house in February. Any help would be great. Yes, if y'all can make a small donation, do that. You can go to her channel and do that.
And we did have insurance, so insurance did pay it off, but
it covers so much.
Yes,
it never covers everything.
So much. And then we also have, Kevin is on Medicare, Medicaid, and I am just on Medicare. And so he had no choice.
I'm still paying for my insurance for another month anyway.
And you know what? I don't even know, with the White House being the way it is, I don't even know whether we're going to get a check next week. I don't even know.
Yeah,
So
it's scary for people who rely upon the government. I mean, I work at a university, yes, but it's a state university. So technically I'm civil service. I work for the state. Our state is out of money. No thanks to the red hatters in charge.
Nope.
And so
and then they're redistributing
everybody from the lowest of the lowest job position all the way up to the top. Everyone's getting affected right now in our state.
Everyone.
And
I believe if Congress is out of session, they shouldn't get paid.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I'm a strong proponent that your congressman should not make more money than whatever the minimum wage is in their state. I guarantee
Exactly.
you would
An
see.
hour.
I mean, $7.25 an hour in my state is the minimum wage.
That's
You
it
show
here
me where
too.
you can live on that. It's not possible.
Nope.
But it's
I
like
don't think they should make
I
careers out of it. I think it should be like jury duty.
term limits. Yeah, they
But
should only
anyway,
be allowed to hold so many terms, and then they term out.
right.
That my opinion, they shouldn't make any more than whatever the minimum wage in their state is,
Right.
and they shouldn't be able to go in and serve 1 or 2 rounds and then retire for the rest of their life with a
On that
full-time
salary.
pension and a full-time health care plan,
Right.
when the
And I
majority of
think they need to
Americans have
live by
no
the
health care.
same laws they impose upon us.
Exactly.
They need to
Exactly.
live by those. If you're a
It's like,
felon, you're not supposed to be able to run for the White House, right? Or Congress seat if
yeah,
you're a felon. Well, we got a felon in the White House who
yeah,
pardons other felons. The insurrection is, I mean, I could go on about this all day. So
yeah.
I know
They
we
hear
are
me
out
rant
of
about it all
time.
the time. So
Yeah, I've got to turn, Kevin, too. So thank you so much for having me on. And
you're more than welcome. You're welcome back
hopefully we can do
anytime.
this again. And hopefully I can host you on my channel.
Absolutely.
And that will be fun too.
You got it. So don't go nowhere when we sign off. And we can
Okay.
talk about a next time
Okay.
backstage afterwards.
Okay.
Oh, thank you, SW. That's so sweet of you. I am feeling much better. Still got the cough, still got the head and chest congestion, but I'm doing better. So I'm not complaining.
Good. Good.
I'm getting there, slowly but surely. Just at
Yeah,
my
my
age, I don't
husband.
feel as fast as I used to.
Yeah, I don't think anybody, I think anybody that is, you know, I think, gosh, my brain's thinking, I can do it, I can do it. Like clean out the gutters or whatever. And Kevin's like, June, don't you get on a ladder. And I'm like, what? What do
Yeah, I
you
was
mean?
like, what's gonna happen if you fall and break your back? Then
It's
where are we gonna be? I can hear my husband saying that to me now. Uh,
terrible.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's there's a lot of things I'll go and I think, oh, I can run, go do that, and then I take like 2 steps and go, no, I can't. Is my brain still thinks I'm 20. It's the rest of me that gets the biggest kick out of that. So,
The rest of
um,
me is like, I'll show you.
exactly. So for members, I got members only Zoom meeting today at 4 o'clock Central. So as y'all know, that's just our hangout time. We just hang out, chit chat, and slumber party tonight, 10 p.m. Central. 1 or 2 card pulls, naughty or not, naughty or nice. And I need to send out an email and see who's going to come hang out with me. I haven't done that yet either. Being sick all week, and it's like my whole week is off. It's like I've been off kilter all week getting things done.
I know
I'm
the
just
feeling.
glad I had all of this stuff already set up for last week. So all I do is go in and change dates and repost it.
I get you.
So yeah, it's been craziness in my house. And then of course it was hot a few days ago, and then it got cold, and then it rained, and it got colder, and now it's getting hot again.
It's cold out here today. It's cold. It's not going
No
to get up
wonder
till
we're
54
sick.
in Tennessee. So,
Yeah, yeah. So all right, y'all have a fantastic afternoon. June, thank you so much. Don't go
and thank
nowhere.
you for
We'll talk
having me
after
for
we
real.
sign out.
Okay.
And please, please, please be sure you go to June's channel, like, subscribe, and share. Let's get her numbers up, get her stuff going so she can keep growing and doing and being. And if you know anybody, any of the other readers, shoot them an email and say, hey, check out June. Invite her on. She was on Sherry's channel, and so they'll know. Come and check it
Yeah.
out. And we'll get her on a round robin before you know it. All right. Y'all have a wonderful afternoon, and we will talk again soon. Bye for now.
Bye.